Grand Rising, grand day, grand evening, grand old time. I am horrible at putting these videos up. So I'm trying to put the video up while I'm walking back to my place um, from the store. So, all right, let me get y'all a second to get in. If I sound out of breath, because I've been walking too fucking long. And although it's almost 90, it's windy. So, sorry about the wind. Okay. So I'm a part of a few legal cases right now that I'm working on for myself and my family. And this last incident, this is gonna be quick. Come on, fucking drink. It's so fucking hot. Okay, so I've made this clear on all of my videos throughout these few years that I have a son that has bipolar, and for some reason, in the state of Colorado, they just do not have proper mental health for not even just men alone, but humans. And a lot of people in their jail cells are actually people who have bipolar or anxiety or some shit like that, and they're not addressing it. So I had to interrupt what I was doing, working on another case, because my son had a manic episode and he was locked up. He was locked up. He was put in jail. And for a week, I just didn't say nothing. I just let it lie. And then I said, let me just fucking go ahead and administer this shit so I can get him out of jail. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best way for me to deal with these fucking people and be done with it. I don't want to keep coming back here for the same bullshit. Remember, all of his legal cases started because he fucking broke an iPhone. And that was considered to be domestic violence to this fucking state here. And he has been in and out of jail ever since. It's like always something. And I'm sitting up here like this fucking kid goes to work every day. They don't um account for what he's doing when he's not manic, right? So I said, all right, he's had an enormous amount of ineffective legal counsel. Just if I just start to pick apart a little piece of it, he could be completely dissolved of all the charges he's ever had. And so I had sent in a notice to the he said so good. So I said, well, let's break down these charges, right? First thing that's wrong is his name. Not only is it's not even just a, let's see, letter. So like say your name is Bob, and instead of saying Bob, they put Bab. They dropped that O and put an A by accident. On the simple strength of that, a case can be completely thrown out. That's never been addressed, right? My son has two completely different names, first name. It doesn't even sound like his name. So I put a plea of abatement in, and I know that there's different. Ooh, okay, yeah. I know that there are different types of abatement, and the original abatement that I had written up to have submitted to the judge's chambers was um, my spirit did not feel like that was the proper um, way to go for this. So I was messing around with abatement and just trying to go as far back as I could. Looking up, where am I? Oh shit! I should sit down and take a break. I had to ask permission to go to the store, and after 3 days, my husband finally gave me permission to go to the fucking store. It might still be too hot for me. Um, I've been having a really bad lupus flare. My health is not good at all right now. So we're in um, defense mode right now. So I can't be out here like that because I don't pay attention to the signs when things go bad with my health. So anyway, but I'm glad I got this on video record so he'll see I took a break. So anyway, with the abatement, I said, okay, let's do a abatement based on the name. So I wrote up a notice stating that I wanted to enter in a plea of abatement in. And pretty much I said every single case that bears the name of the incorrect spelling needs to be dismissed. Okay. I said, damn it, I should have worked on what else. I always do that. It needs to be dismissed for every case that has that name because you have been locking up the wrong person. This is mistaken identity. Okay. So um, when my son is manic, whatever he agrees to when he's stabilized, he's not going to say the same thing when he's manic. So the lawyer came over. Hold on. But so the lawyer comes into the courtroom and she says, "Are you such and such son? I mean mother." And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Okay. Can we talk in the hallway?" So I'm like, "All right, we're talking out there." She said she was taking his case. I said, "Did my son agree to have you as his lawyer?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Y'all got that in writing?" Because here's a witness standing right next to me that can testify that he wanted me to represent him in his case. Um, so this little bitch, she goes over to the jury box where my son is, and she's like, I don't know what she said to him. I can't even tell you. She comes back to me and she says, "Well, your son says he wants me to represent him," with that fucking voice that y'all know I hate. That fucking voice that I can't stand. I said, "Let's step out. Let's step out." Then my daughter said, she sent me a text, "Stay calm, mom. Stay calm." And I'm like, I'm calm. So we get in the hallway. Now, the court is already actively moving along. We get out in the hallway. And I said, I'm not going to argue with you about who's representing him. This is what's happening. For the last three cases, he's had ineffective counsel. You have been the lawyer in two of those cases. So we're going to start from there. Okay? I said there were basic, basic procedural errors that could have been completely dealt with immediately. But you didn't do it. I said, if you know that his name is one thing, but the court paperwork is something else, then why the hell have you not addressed that to the court and had them dismiss the charges, or at least uh, have him out of jail until they fix the paperwork or whatever they need to do? I said, why haven't you done that? She didn't say nothing. I said, that's ineffective counsel. So I said that shit, and when I said it, I guess I scared her because she fucking backed up against the wall and shit. And I said, so let me tell you what else is ineffective counsel. And I went down the line. I said, I just gave you 5 reasons why you could have had my son off 3 cases ago, and you've done nothing. I said, I know that I'm making you uncomfortable right now, but understand that I am a bear and y'all fucking with my cub. And I don't care who it is. If you don't mean him no good, then you're fucking with my cub. So what you're going to do, lawyer, is go in there and say exactly what I said and have this shit dealt with. He needs to be home today, and we will not be paying a dime in bail money. She went back in the courtroom. When the judge started talking to her, she was like gasping, like she was so fucking nervous. And that bitch said every single verbatim word I said, like everything I said, she said that shit. The judge says to the prosecution, do you have any kind of anything? And the prosecution said, well, the alleged victim said she was scared. So the judge says the complaint is the accused threw a brush at the car and the brush shattered the windshield. So the judge said, I find it hard to believe that any brush thrown at any force could break a windshield. It's just not believable. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let this case go. She said he's going to resume his probation for his other case. And yeah, that was it. So me and my daughter is walking out the courtroom, and my daughter is like, Mom, you're such a fucking embarrassment. Every time. You always gotta embarrass us. I said, what the fuck did I do? What the fuck did I do that I embarrassed you? She said, everybody in the fucking courtroom heard me giving the lawyer the business. She said the fucking judge heard me. I was like, oh, my bad. I thought I was being quiet. First of all, don't fucking laugh when you're fucking talking to me and my son's in jail and it's fucking manic and he's not been on this medication for the whole time he's been here and he keep asking y'all for motherfucking medical attention and you're not giving it to him. I don't give a fuck who heard me. This shit better get done. We walked out of that courtroom and they discharged him. I am becoming an enemy to the Colorado court system. They all roll their eyes when they see me coming. The public defenders hate my guts because I always make them do what I want them to do. And I'm saying all of this to tell y'all, just know your law. When you're being charged with something, when you're being charged with a crime, or a citation, it is your duty to research what that fucking charge is and to see if it can even be charged on you. A court never has jurisdiction over you until you agree. Period. I don't agree to anything. I don't respect anybody's laws. I don't back the fuck down from nobody. And I told y'all the last time we went to talk to um a broker. It was supposed to be a Series 7 broker, but that bitch ass nigga was fucking Series 6. So I had my appointment with a Series 7 broker, and I'm having a conversation with him. Now, it's like fucking night and day. It's like night and day, the difference between 6 and 7. And so I'm like, I got some securities I need to move and stuff. And we was talking about the money market and shit like that, investments and stuff. And he goes, well, you have this type of um financial security, and then you have this type of security. And he was going back and forth. And then he says, ain't none of them those what do you say? Ain't none of those securities worth anything if it don't have a QSEP number. Now the other fucking broker said the QSEP number wasn't a big deal. It's not that deep. And I'm like, see, you cannot fucking you can't commune with workers. You just can't. When you fucking deal with the townies, the low people that's at the gate, them motherfuckers don't know shit. They just stand in guard. Like a fucking security guard guarding fucking Tesla's fucking corporation. He don't even know what Tesla doing in there. Or whatever the nigga name is. So I have a document that his only numbers on it and letters, but it's an account. So I'm like, I'm gonna get this. Yeah, let me be careful. I'm not giving y'all all this fucking information for free. Fuck that. Anyway, if you want to do an investigation on securities, financial securities, there's so many different types of securities. Start doing research on that. Start doing research on the differences between brokers. Um, understand you need to learn how a which way should I go? This side. You need to learn how uh a court case. So like it could be a criminal case or a civil case. You need to learn how to securitize your criminal case or your civil case with the courts. Um, so, for an example, if you set up a lawsuit, you go to file a lawsuit in federal court. If you get that lawsuit certified, the minute you're filing it, after a certain amount of days, it becomes a financial security that can be traded. Now, I want to see how many of y'all have the common sense to really fucking think about what I'm saying to you. It doesn't matter if you win your case or lose your case. I'm telling you, a certified legal case becomes a financial security. We'll see how many people get that. So now I told y'all about a plea of abatement. So there's an abatement you can give to your in your case. There's a plea of abatement. And there was a couple of other abatements. So basically, an abatement is saying, I am not for these people constantly bringing me into a court setting. It's it's a nuisance. It is a nuisance. So if you've been brought into court with a creditor, something like that, you can use it for that. You can use it if a prosecutor is trying to charge you with something. So there are, you know what I want y'all to do? I want y'all to go into a search engine. I don't care which one you use. And I want you to say, give me give me a list of 30 writs. R I meant R WRITS writs. Okay. When you look up the different writs that this country has, it'll help you with your court cases. The issue with everybody is we just don't know what's the proper questions that we should be asking. Babe, you here? We don't know the proper questions to ask in most of these scenarios, so we're left on the losing end of these situations because we're not asking the proper questions. So the way that you familiarize yourself with all of this is, I think I'm going to paint today instead of the grid. Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to get all this stuff off. I need to tell my husband. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I said that I wanted y'all to um where are you? I said I want y'all to look up 30 writs. If you look up the writ, if you look the writs up, you'll have some understanding to this country's laws that we just don't know about. Some of these writs is weird, and I'm like, damn, why would you even make a writ for that? And also, Hold on. Oh my goodness. Some of these writs, if you um if you go research some of these writs, you'll see that some states have abolished some of these writs, which is a violation of the Constitution. So I don't know how they get away with that, but someone would have to challenge it for it not to keep on taking place. Okay, so I just wanted to give you all that bit of information about what I've learned again, and I hope that that helps you guys. Remember, find the fucking crime. Find the crime. Find the crime. Because all of this shit is criminal. All of it. Everything they're doing, everything is a fucking tax event. If everything is a tax event, how are y'all in jail? How are you in jail? And if you have a lawyer, now you hear people saying all the time, um, you hear people saying all the time, the lawyer works for the courts, not for you. That's the absolute truth. Because let me ask you this: if my son's lawyer was working in his defense at all, would a person who had a manic episode be in a prison cell and not a mental hospital? While I was talking to her in the hallway, I said, "Well, the last time we was here, and it was stupid. He had a traffic ticket that he had to go to court for or something, and then he had a manic episode, so he was in the hospital. So it was warrants out for his arrest. They locked him up, kept him there and shit, so they cleared it up to see that he was the fuck in fucking the hospital. It's crazy." So she was like, "Yeah, I know. I remember that." I said, "Oh yeah, you remember that. So if you remember that he has a mental issue, then how the fuck is he legally competent to stand in this trial?" She got fired again. They're not working for you. They're not. If your lawyer was all about you, your lawyer would never have make small talk with the prosecution that's prosecuting you. They wouldn't be friends hanging out in the fucking restaurant after the case, talking about shit that y'all shouldn't be talking about to the other fucking party. They are not there for your benefit. If this woman was working for the defense of my son, then she would have asked the court for the fucking abatement plea 2 times ago. It was never done. They are not there for you. They charge you everything you had, and most times you still lose. I think the number was 2% of the fucking defense and the statistics win. Everything else is pleaded out, and that's who you trust. I hope this helped y'all. Dane Calloway say, "I'm just here to make you think." And I'm gonna tell y'all like this: I'm just here to find the fucking crime, cause I know you got something going on behind your little desk, and that his judge can't stand me. She see me in that courtroom every time, Miss Ward. It's like she know she knows that I'm gonna be a fucking problem in there. So if you know this, why won't you just do the right and lawful thing? Why won't you be the justice that you pretend to be? It's because it ain't no money in for righteousness and justice. There's no money in it. Meet them where they at.